definitely yes. I was born in the UK. I spent a year in France as a student. I visited France regularly up until a few years ago. I now live in Spain. I've lived in Spain since 1997 and I've been granted Spanish nationality. So I very definitely feel European. I'm not quite sure about this one. I think probably the negotiations surrounding the Treaty of Maastricht in the early 90s, 92, and the controversy in the referendums, and it at the time, before that, the European community, as it was then, was I associated it with economic cooperation. But I guess all the debate and the controversy over the Treaty of Maastricht made me realise that now Europe was something bigger and something that was more of a political entity and not just an economic one. Up until a few months ago, it would have been the response to the financial crisis of 2008. And how some of the rich European countries kind of almost punished countries like Greece. And I think there could have been more empathy, more support during that difficult time. However, although we're still living through it, I do think the European Union did not support Italy in the early stages of the COVID-19 virus and kind of abandoned the country to its fate, which of course now it's spread. So I think in years to come, maybe that will be judged as a failure of European leadership. I think it was the euro, the introduction of the euro, and the economic benefits that has brought eventually. And I remember the year that the currency, the physical currency, came in, and the kind of the joy of using a currency that you knew was being used all over Europe was something quite special, and a real sign that again, there was more uniting European nations, especially to do with economy and political union. It enabled me to work abroad, work outside the UK, I should say, without it being a bureaucratic nightmare. It's been very easy when I was studying and working in France. That's going back a few years now. But the ability to come to Spain and to work, and the ease with which that happened, I think is, for me personally, it has changed my life, because now I have applied for Spanish nationality. It's been given to me, and I consider Spain my home. I'd like to see an expanded European Union. I think bigger is better, because if more countries are collaborating together, then I think you have a stronger bloc. And I think that with the emerging economies, well, the emergent economies of China and Russia, these huge nations, in particularly China, India, billions of people, and there needs to be large blocks that trade with each other and promote peace and prosperity. So I'd like to see an expanded European Union and closer cooperation and collaboration over issues and crises, and maybe there will be lessons learned from the current crisis that will be applied in the future.